Okay everyone, welcome to the GOG.com livestream and welcome to something a bit special. This is going to be the first episode of the Alan Wake Spooky Show with me, your host Vlad. What we're going to do is play some Alan Wake. I'm hoping you guys are able to see everything properly, and I'm also going to ask you to give me some feedback on the sound. Sorry, first of all, sorry for my voice, it's a bit hoarse today. It sounds a little rough. I've had a pretty rough day vocally. So, here we go. A little bit of an intro here for everyone to set the mood. Bertram Hine, thanks for the first one. Let me know the sound. I'm hoping the sound will also be balanced well enough between my voice and the game when we start actually playing. Banana Jeffrey, you're gonna have some fun, buddy. If you like mystery stories, horror stories, if you've seen something like the Twin Peaks TV show, things like Lost, and all of those, you know, weird things that weird, mysterious things. Yeah, Memories in 8-bit. Thanks for the feedback, buddy. I just did lower the volume on the game a little bit. Let's get started. Yeah, you're going to see that I have continue game available here in the menu. That's simply because I tested things for a little bit before we actually went live. New game, and let's go with normal.
Stephen King once wrote that nightmares exist outside of logic, and there's little fun to be had in explanations. They're antithetical to the poetry of fear. In a horror story, the victim keeps asking why, but there can be no explanation, and there shouldn't be one. The unanswered mystery is what stays with us the longest, and is what we'll remember in the end. My name is Alan Wake. I'm a writer. I've always had a vivid imagination, but this dream unsettled me. It was wild and dark and weird, even by my standards. So yes, it began with a dream. Following a typical nightmare pattern, I was late, desperately trying to reach my destination, a lighthouse. For some urgent reason, I couldn't remember. I'd been driving too fast down a coastal road to get there. I'd seen the hitchhiker too late. He was dead. I was convinced they'd put me in jail and I would never see Alice again. Suddenly, his body was gone. I was in shock from the crash. I could hardly stand my feet.
Yeah, we're having a little bit of a tutorial here about how to play the game. We know how to play a game, buddy. Yeah, shift the screen, we know this. Guys, let me know again if there's any issues with you know, anything about the game, the visuals, the sound. But let's get started with this playthrough. And first thing that I would ask you guys to notice is this little car here.
I had to go to the lighthouse. I knew there was something important waiting for me there.
I think you might want to remember it for a little bit later on. Let's examine.
The radiator had broken when I hit the hitchhiker. The car wasn't going anywhere.
And there's some books here. It actually says Alan Wake on them, but we'll see that poster a little bit later on. Interestingly enough, I tried to play this for a little while with a 360 controller, and I have to say, while it works perfectly, I have zero skills at playing the game with a 360 controller. Walking around is fine. Running around is fine. Aiming and shooting is crap for me. I mean, I can't... I'm all thumbs. Welcome to Night Springs.
The bridge had collapsed. I'd have to find another way to the lighthouse.
Yeah, there's all sorts of collectible things to find in the game. I'm going to try to find most of them. I don't know if I will be able to do that, actually. Rain Cove Point, Lighthouse, hiking trail. Missing. Ooh, that kind of looks like Alan Wake there, buddy. Can we zoom in? Nope, not yet. Here we go, that's the same cover as the book. From the best-selling author Alan Wake, The Sudden Stop, an Alex Casey thriller. So Alan Wake here is sort of a Stephen King-like writer. He writes mystery novels with a twist. Some of them have, I think, if I remember correctly, some of them have some sort of supernatural elements to them. Supernatural elements like this.
You don't even recognize me, do you, writer? You think you're God? You think you can just make up stuff? Play with people's lives and kill them when you think it adds to the drama? You're in this story now, and I'll make you suffer. You're a joke. It would be a single readable sentence in your books if it wasn't for your editor. You'll never publish another one of your shitty stories, 'cause I'm gonna kill you. It's not like your stories are any good. Not like they have any artistic merit. You're a lousy writer. Cheap thrills and pretentious shit. That's all you're good for. Just look at me. Look at your work.
Yeah, if you haven't figured it out, this guy's a sort of a supernatural horror-like story writer, and is gonna be part of his own supernatural horror-like mystery. Some sort of meta sort of storytelling going on there. That's a QR code. I'm curious what that would actually link to if you scan it.
Missed your deadline.
Alien Mind, there is some shooting in the game, but it's not necessarily challenging in terms of like the shooting mechanics. What's challenging is there's some sort of light supernatural and survival horror elements. Yes, game, I'm trying to not have to dodge this guy, and we're running around in circles. And this is what we're going to do for the next couple of hours. There we go, we dodged them. Try it again. Come on, game. Ooh, yeah, cinematic moments.
I realized that the hitchhiker was a character from the story I'd been working on.
How does it feel to die by the hands of your own creation?
Where am I going? Where am I going? Go back, go back.
This way, this way!
Hi, Duplo Duplex.
Hurry!
And welcome to the Alan Wake Spooky Show.
Wait, it's me! I'm Stuart, remember? Quickly, get inside! There's no time to lose! It's coming! Inside now! Oh no! Stop! No! Damn it, die! No! No! No!
I was trapped. There was no way out.
And we are being watched. I could make that my ringtone. Whoa.
The cabin was a death trap. I had to get out.
That would be awesome. Have that as my ringtone on public transportation. I think it'll be really fun.
Follow the light.
Yeah, memories.
You are hurt. You should go into the light. You are only safe there.
And that's how we heal.
Well done. I have something important to tell you. It goes like this. For he did not know that beyond the lake he called home lies a deeper, darker ocean green, where waves are both wilder and more serene. To its ports I've been. To its ports I've been. Do you understand?
No.
Follow my light. I entered your dream to teach you. The darkness is dangerous. It's sleeping now. When it feels you coming, it will wake up. There's no time. I can only show you the most important thing. The hitchhiker has been taken over by the dark presence. You can't hurt him now. The darkness protects him from all harm. Only light can drive the darkness away and make him vulnerable again. Here, take the light. Turn your flashlight toward him and burn the darkness away. You did it. Now the darkness no longer protects him, but it's still inside, controlling him. He can't be saved. He's still a threat. He is still your enemy. Here, take the gun.
Now you'll die.
Good. You've done well. Remember what I've taught you. That is all. I will give you back your dream now.
In the nightmare, a terrible darkness was taking over the world. The lighthouse was the last safe place on Earth.
Alien Mind, the game has a lot of goodies, just like Memories in 8-bit just said. It has a lot of lore and interesting sort of background information that you can get from plenty of other sources separate from the game, and there's a lot of cool stuff in the goodies package you get on GOG when you buy the game from there. And Higher Being is sort of Well, me. Alan Wake. Not me. I am not the higher being.
This is it, bitch.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Did not see this guy was reading chat. We have a flare gun and the game automatically switched to that, I think. Here's a key difference, for example. I think the maximum amount of ammo that you can carry for a weapon differentiates between easy, normal, and nightmare.
Just like
I think for the pistol you can carry 42 bullets on... Okay, let's do... three at once. Just wanted to show that off. That's a pretty cool mechanic, considering, you know, makes sense. Light hurts these guys, and a flare gun is essentially a gun that fires a light rocket, if you want to call it that. Yeah. I'm out of batteries. Better get here to the light.
I can keep this up forever.
Alien Mind, yeah, for the most part, they're pretty much invincible if you don't do the flashlight thing first.
Shh, baby, just another nightmare. Everything's fine. You dozed off.
Right. Anything more than dozed off would be news for everyone.
Cheer up, handsome. We're here.
That's right, GOG. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion. But I like the fact that this game does actually have B-movie characteristics. And I think that's on purpose. I think that's because you're playing sort of a meta-horror game where the fact that Alan Wake has problems writing a story, and a lot of the game story is about Alan having problems with his story, I think it's all connected to something that's beyond B-level. I actually quite enjoyed it when I played it a while back.
Let's act like we're on vacation. Go stand next to that old gentleman there. I want a shot of you with the town in the background.
Yeah.
Sure. I'll even give you a title for the shot. A city boy, moments before he got eaten by a bear.
Yeah, memories in 8-bit. I think American Nightmare is actually more B-movie than this. Guys, if I'm not mistaken,
Before I miss the shot.
I actually think this is the car from Alan's dream. The car he was driving there when he hit that guy.
Hi. Hello there. You picked a good time to visit our town. Deerfest is just 2 weeks away.
Deerfest, huh? Did you hear that, honey?
You have a lovely wife. If you don't mind me saying. I'm Pat Maine, by the way. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, I'm Alan Wake.
I won't pretend I don't recognize a famous writer such as yourself, Mr. Wake. A pleasure. I'm an avid reader myself. I hope this isn't too presumptuous of me, but I'm the night host at the local radio station. Any chance I could get an interview?
Look, Mr. Maine, I'm on vacation. In fact, I'd appreciate it if we could keep my being here just between the two of us. I'm sure you understand.
Fair enough. You can trust me to be discreet. Not a hard man to track down if you change your mind, though. I hope you two have a lovely holiday.
Yeah, we won't.
Very nice. I got a couple of really good ones. And I see you made a friend. That's cute.
Right. Yeah?
Hey, bestseller, how's my favorite writer? Are you there yet?
Barry. Yeah, we just got here.
Are the locals giving you trouble? Just say the word and I'll hop on a plane and come make sure that you're left alone, Al.
No, Barry, we're fine.
Great, great. Just want to make sure you can relax and recharge. So, how is the place? Has it gotten your creative juices flowing?
Barry, we're just settling in.
Okay, Al. I'll call back later to make sure you're doing okay. And you call me if there's a problem, okay? Okay. I'm just looking out for you, buddy. Talk to you later.
I love you too, Barry.
You know he's going to be calling you every 5 minutes.
Barry is Barry. I can always turn off the phone.
What did I tell you?
Text message from Barry. He says hi to you too.
Alan, we're here. Come on, let's get back to the car.
Yeah, before I get back to the car, let's see what this guy's all about.
Damn yuppies.
Yeah, he's not really friendly.
Come on, Slowpoke. You get the full service here. I've made all the arrangements. I drive the car. I'll even carry the bags. All you have to do is drag your cute butt into the car and enjoy the ride.
Yeah, sounds like you've got a lazy bastard for a husband.
Yeah, but I got a thing for him. Come on, you lazy bastard. Let's go.
We need to stop at the local diner to get the cabin key from the landlord, a Mr. Carl Stuckey. He's waiting for us. I'll go fill her up while you get the key. I'll pick you up here in, say, 15 minutes?
Sure.
Product placement.
Alan, thank you for coming here with me.
I love you too. Go on. I'll promise to behave. I'd forgotten there were still places like this. Towns where everybody... I wonder if you could help me. I'm looking for...
Mr. Wake. Alan Wake. Oh, God! I am your biggest fan. I know people say that all the time, but I really am.
I'm glad to hear that.
Rose.
Rose, I'm looking for Mr. Stuckey. Carl Stuckey?
Carl? Oh, of course, Mr. Wake. He must have gone to visit the restroom. He'll be back in a moment. I can't believe it. I've got all your books. I got the cutout from the bookstore when they took it out of the window.
And you keep it here. Well, okay. Good for you.
That's not creepy at all.
Right. So
Try the
much
coffee.
for quiet vacation.
Just don't blame me when you fall in love, 'cause it'll break your heart when you have to leave.
Rusty here is no longer human. Nothing but black coffee under a thin layer of skin.
Yeah, sounds
Yeah,
like me
that
on a
makes
work
10
day.
of us.
Are you staying long, Mr. Wake?
Do
I
me a
can't
favor, Sonny. I could really use a tune right now. Coconut, number 6 in the jukebox. Hot
do it myself, but both of my legs have gone to sleep. Bad circulation.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Coconut again? You disgust me. Call yourself a rocker. Unbelievable. Ha!
You put the lime in the coconut. Drink them both up.
Just because we're brothers, don't think I
It
won't
does that.
murder you
Get
in
stuck.
your sleep.
Yeah. You need to give it a good hard whack. Yes, that's my favorite tune. Coconut. Now that's what I'm talking about. Yes.
This is it. I've died and gone to hell.
Memories in 8-bit. I don't know what's happening with those bleeps and bloops. Let me check if you're probably right there about the mic, but remember it being safely plugged in, and I think it is. Yeah, I'm not gonna put the lime in the coconut, buddy, but I'm gonna shake it all up anyway. And here we go. These guys are pretty awesome. Later on in the game, there's gonna be some pretty badass moments with these two. And they're actually two old codgers that were pretty famous back in the day. Just keep that in mind. Here's the weird lady.
Don't go in there, young man. You can hurt yourself in the dark.
You can have fun by yourself in the dark.
I wanted to find
You don't
Stucky,
wanna die,
to get the
do
key
you?
and get out as soon as
Worse.
possible. The waitress was giving me a headache. Overeager fans always did.
She said, like, do you want to die? Or worse? Hey guys, remember Deus Ex? Let's see if we can go into the ladies' bathroom here. No, we can't. Damn, damn, damn.
Hello? Mr. Stucky?
Carl couldn't make it. Unfortunately, he was taken ill. But I have the key for you and instructions on how to get to the lake.
Okay.
I wish you a good stay in my cabin. I'll come by later to check how you've settled in. And to meet your wife. I insist.
Thanks.
Hey, creepy lady. Creepy lady.
Cauldron Lake is a special place. Very inspiring.
Yeah. You're also special. Very freaky.
You got lucky this time, young man. You can hurt yourself in the dark. This really ought to be fixed, and then I must remind Sarah to change the lights at the station. It's been too long already.
This character here in the game reminds me of a character called the Lug Lady in Twin Peaks. That was a lady who carried around a lug, a piece of wood, piece of a tree, around.
Even that sounds better than your singing.
Splendid, splendid. Damn hernia. It swells up like a balloon if I lift anything heavier than a spoon. Yeah, splendid, splendid. It's been a long time, Tom. Good to see you.
Hey, you wouldn't happen to have...
The Andersons, they're, local musicians. We're waiting for Dr. Hartman to come pick them up. They wandered off from his clinic at the Cauldron Lake Lodge.
And here's the little lady with the product placement vehicle.
Mr. Wake.
Mission accomplished. The key and the directions.
My hero. I got some flashlights, just in case.
And here's where the creepy part begins.
Hey, wait! Mrs. Wake! Your keys!
That diner was a real nut house.
Can you believe this place? This would make a wonderful setting for a book.
We're supposed to be on vacation, Alice. I'll figure it out when we get back home. Okay?
Okay. We can talk about this later.
Bad man here on KBFF.
I didn't want to talk about it. I wanted to bury my head in sand.
Here's another one of my favorites to go with it.
Once upon a time, I was a successful writer, but that was a long time ago. I hadn't been able to write a word in 2 years, not since my last book.
And now the weather. It's gonna be a clear night, so you folks in the big city might want to look up every once in a while, see those stars winking down at you. It gets pretty dark out here, but they'll light your way.
Wow. It's gorgeous, Alan.
It's something, all right. Don't worry, honey. I'll get you inside safe and sound before it gets dark. And I've got the flashlight.
I know. I'm okay.
Alice had a phobia, the fear of darkness. I wanted to make sure we were inside with the lights on before sunset.
Guys, I don't know if you noticed, but here's really something that really proves to me the amount of detail a company like...
It's nothing like in the brochure. It said near the lake, not on it. Don't get me wrong. This is so much better. It's wonderful. Our own private island.
This is a third-person game, so you're going to see Alan from behind most of the time. What happens in most of these games, especially some of the older ones, they wouldn't animate the main character's mouth when he or she spoke, simply because you wouldn't see that. But Remedy, I think, being sort of a fantastic game studio, bird leg cabin, that's funny. They actually did bother to animate the mouth of the character when he speaks, and they actually did a really, really good job. Checking everything out, making sure everything's hunky-dory for the little lady. Welcome to everyone who has joined the live stream since we got started. For those who don't know, this is the first episode of the Alan Wake Spooky Show. I don't know what the hell that is. Spooky Show here on GOG.com's Twitch channel. And we're going to be doing this every Saturday at 2100 hours GMT.
It's dark in there. We need lights. Can you figure out how to get the power on, honey?
I've got a touch. I've got the power.
A shoebox filled with books by Thomas Zane sat on the shelf. I'd never heard of him before.
Hello? Anyone here?
That's pretty weird. More coffee. Until the end of the game, my plan is to get Alan Wake to drink so much coffee from those thermoses that he'll have a heart attack.
The cabin looked like a time capsule from the 60s, or even earlier.
Banana Jeffrey, I'll try to move around slower, buddy. It's just that the game actually runs so well that I'm...
For a moment, the oppressive feel of the nightmare I had seen on the ferry returned.
Whoa. That was a lady from the diner. Freaky lady. That I'm really happy with the way the game runs, and sometimes
I needed to get the power running in the cabin. There had to be a fuse box or a generator somewhere on the island.
Oh, there's a diver's aisle. That I'm really, happy with the way that it runs, and it will be helpful later on to actually move a bit faster. Cyboff, I don't need to preserve my battery, buddy, this time. It's actually not using it up. It only uses it up when you do the sort of extra aim. Here's something cool.
The Deerfest guests have already started to arrive. Just ran into one on the ferry. A famous artist, no less. We'll see if we can rope him into an interview later on. Now, let's go to the phones. Caller, you're on KBF-FM.
Hi, Pat. It's Rose.
Why, hello, Rose. What's on your mind?
I know who that famous artist was. It was Alan Wake, wasn't it? He's my favorite writer.
Well, Rose, I
just saw him at the diner. Oh, I am so excited he's here.
I'm sure he's glad to be here, too. Well, folks, I guess the secret's out. This is Pat Maine on KBF-FM. And now, some music.
Great. So much for keeping a low profile.
Yeah, guys, I know about the...
To that shed over there.
Yeah, lady, I know. I know, guys, about where the generator is. I just wanted to explore the house a little bit, which is not going to be possible. The way the house is at the moment is not going to be how the house is going to be a bit later on. But that's a funny little commentary there on the radio about not being famous and not being to go anywhere and still be anonymous. I'm pretty certain that's what's going to happen to Outstar Walker and Jordy with their Divinity
The generator had been connected to the power cable.
Livestream. People will be like, "Oh, those are the two guys playing Divinity so awesomely on the GOG Twitch."
Okay, I'll look around a bit.
Sure thing. Have fun.
It was a beautiful place. I told myself I could rest here, sleep here, and forget about my work. I thought we could be happy here.
You thought wrong. Wait, it's dark already? I've been sitting in the same spot for hours? That'll be funny. I moved. That's cool.
The island had once been the site for a love story. Maybe it would be that again.
Damn, Alan. Be more gentle, buddy, with those doors.
Alice? Honey?
Alan, I'm upstairs. I have a surprise for you.
Hubba hubba.
Well, hello there.
I'm not the surprise. It's in the study. Go take a look.
Okay.
Ah, damn it. For the purposes of this live stream, I'm gonna have to take a look.
Surprise!
Alice? What is this?
I guess I have a small confession to make. I thought maybe you could write here that a change of scenery would get you past...
Damn, Alice, everyone
Hey! Hey, just hear me out. There's a local doctor, Dr. Hartman. I read a book of his. He has a private clinic here. He specializes in helping artists. Maybe
So now you want to get me committed?
No, it's not like that. That's not...
Boom.
Alan?
Here we go.
Alan?
Just don't! I don't want to hear it! God damn it, Alice!
Notice a pretty cool connection between the evil crap starting when Alan gets annoyed.
I needed some time alone to think things through. Damn it. Alice?
Alice? Alice!
The cabin had gone dark. All the lights were out.
I'm coming.
Alice, I'm coming! It's all right,
Damn.
I'm coming!
What the hell?
Forgot about the birds. Quickly, Alan, move it. I don't want to get attacked by the birds again.
Alice? Alice? No, no!
Keep going.
Wake up.
Alice?
Star Walker, welcome to the stream.
I felt like I had woken from one nightmare and entered another. I couldn't remember how I got there. All I knew was that something terrible had happened to Alice.
Hey Jordy, yeah,
The
there
phone
was
dead. I'd have to find help on foot.
ghostly appearance, let's say, from the lady from the diner from earlier on in the game. There was a freaky lady who, well, was freaky.
Among Alice's things was a book, The Creator's Dilemma, by a Dr. Emil Hartman. Seeing the book brought back my fight with Alice. I didn't like it, and I didn't like the guy's smug face on the cover either.
We're just discussing how this game is about a guy who is a writer but doesn't like being famous, because wherever he goes he gets recognized. And I was just saying that based on the success of your...
was my best bet. They'd have a phone I could use. It looked like a long hike through the forest to get there.
Based on the success of the Divinity co-op Let's Play walkthrough with Star Walker and Jordy, they'll get pretty much treated the same way wherever they go.
Damn.
Here goes the product placement. Wait, where am I going?
Hello? Hello? Is someone there?
The loose sheets of paper were pages from a manuscript entitled Departure. That was the name I planned to use for the next novel I had never gotten started. I was named the author. I hadn't written it. I couldn't remember writing it. In the scene on the page, the hero was attacked by an axe murderer in the woods at night.
Guess what's gonna happen next? Let's read those pages.
Departure by Alan Wake. The man turned to face me. His face was covered in shadows. It was hard to make him out in the darkness of the forest that surrounded us, but the axe he lifted was plain to see. It glistened with the blood of his victim. He grinned madly. The shadows were alive, distorting his features. It was a scene from a nightmare, but I was awake.
Did you guys get that? Awake, Alan Wake. Pretty cool. Problem with them, their manuscript pages, is that they're scattered all over the levels of the game, and you have to spend quite a bit of time hunting around for them. I never got them, like, when I played the game a long while back.
There? Please, I've been in an accident.
I didn't get all of them. It's a bit of an annoyance to collect them all, but the story, Departure, is... I found it to be interesting, actually, what I remember from...
The lights up ahead were a good sign. Maybe I wouldn't have to hike all the way down to the gas station to find a phone.
The lights up ahead are not a good sign. And let's go this way for a little bit and see if we have any collectibles to find. Keep your balance, Alan. I'm Alan.
Anybody there? Please, I've been in an accident.
No one cares.
Hey! Hey, you!
Phil!
There's been an accident. I need help. Listen, I need to...
Premium cabins for rent in...
Oh, hell.
Carl Stucky. Pleased to meet you. Non-refundable reservation deposit required. Fair and square.
Yep, that was the press X to Jason. Like, I think Outstar Walker said that in the chat, and she was absolutely right. Here's another page of the manuscript.
The Taken stood before me. It was impossible to focus on it, as if it stood in a blind spot caused by a brain tumor and eye disease. It was bleeding shadows like ink underwater, like a cloud of blood from a shark bite. I was terrified. I squeezed the flashlight like my life depended on it, willing it to stop coming any closer. Suddenly something gave, and the light seemed to shine brighter.
Here's another coffee thermos. Let's get this game on the road. Alan almost got wood. Mr. Stucky got some parkour skills.
Lose? Shit. It's the latest thing.
I had to figure a way out of this. Any second now, and Stucky would be knocking on the door with his axe like Nicholson in The Shining.
Oh boy. Pick up some batteries. It'd be really cool if I could get all these helmets and some equipment and stuff, but no.
During your trying, it's the latest thing.
Yes.
In
Right phone charge station. Only
proven.
Hello?
Yep, phone line is down. Like the entire phone line. With a whole pillar and thing.
This is bad.
Oh boy. There we go. Come on, come on, come on, Alan. Yep. Here goes the whole freaking shed.
The bulldozer had gone over the cliff with the office. I hoped Stucky had suffered the same fate, but I wasn't planning on staying to find out.
Oh boy. Evil doors.
There were more of them.
Hey, welcome to the friendly locals.
My head pounded with the concussion. I'd never fired a gun outside a shooting range, and now I just killed someone. Or something. There were no bodies. They just disappeared. If I was dreaming, it felt real enough to make me sick.
Here we go, something cool. There's some arrows here pointing to something. Let's see what they point towards.
Eerie hand-painted graffiti was revealed by my flashlight. Someone had hidden a chest of supplies near it.
And we get the flare gun, but we're not gonna use it yet. We're saving that for some really important match versus some of these guys. Now, just like we did before, we would need to cross this, but the electricity is on. Have to turn it off. By kicking it, of course. Don't worry, guys. Alan Wake's a trained electrician. He knows how to handle that. Just don't try that at home. Yeah, nothing here.
The dark forest was the last place I wanted to go, but I had no choice. I had to get to the gas station.
Anything I can pick up around here? Nope.
It's rabbit season.
Yeah, it's rabbit season. Yeah, what's up, Duck? Whoa! Yeah, memory's a bit. I agree, buddy, but he could have, I don't know, used some of the tools around there from around there. But I guess Alan likes that kick it old school style. Here's another manuscript page. Ooh, what am I? Have I skipped? Where will I don't think I skipped all these pages.
Rose knew she had been gushing, but right now she didn't care. As far as she was concerned, her brief meeting with Alan Wake was literally the high point of her life. She watched as he got in the car with his wife. She was pretty, confident, at ease with Wake. Not like Rose. They were perfect for each other. She'd have given anything to be called their friend.
Yeah. Banana Joffrey, well, it's very simple. Alan Wake used his magical superpowers to actually deflect the axe back towards his enemy.
What the hell was that? When I saw the river below, something uncoiled itself inside my head. I realized that I'd have to find a way across. I didn't even want to look at the water.
Look at it, Alan, look at it. Actually pretty cool water. What the? Did I just not pick up all of these pages?
Barry Wheeler was bouncing off the walls. He jumped on a plane after his calls were ignored by both Al and Alice for several days. It could mean that they were both on a second honeymoon, but Barry didn't buy it. Al had been way too unstable for that, not sleeping, messed up. Barry had years of experience dealing with Alan Wake, and he couldn't ignore it. Something was wrong.
Memories in 8-bit, I don't know what is causing it, but I know exactly when it's happening. The beeping you're talking about. I don't know what's causing it though. I don't hear it on my end. On my end the game just goes mute for a couple of seconds.
Stucky was still out there, in the dark, stalking me.
Stalking Stucky. Stucky the Stalker on the Spooky Show. Look at the water, Alan. Are you scared, Alan? I don't want to look at the water. Look at it. And there's something here, which we could have missed had we not looked at the water. Ooh, checkpoint. Logging. Logging is what you do after a heavy lunch. Yeah. Alan Wake, writer, and marksman, expert. I was a writer by day, but by night I used to go into the forest and shoot people in the face. Duplo duplex. Let me see if this helps. I think there was an option. Wasn't there an option? Seems there isn't. Well, next time out, guys, if it's really annoying with the mouse movement is actually breaking the stream, I'm gonna try playing this with the 360 controller. It makes movement much smoother. It just makes shooting for me much harder. I really like the heavy breathing you hear when you find these places. More batteries. We could always use more batteries. That's what she said. Guys, let me try something here. It's because I like you guys so much. Give me just 2 seconds. I have to figure out some cabling on the spot. Let's see if this works. Yep, and we're on the 360 controller right now, which should make panning and scanning a bit smoother. But should also make me a much worse player. And my sound cut out again, which is weird. This never happened during testing.
The staircase was broken. I had to make my way up some other way.
Uncle Elias says that I should check the sound formats in the device drivers and OBS. They are actually, I think they are the same. And disable application exclusivity. Okay, thank you for the note, buddy. I'll look into that. Come on, Alan, back up. Oh yeah, G-Doc, you have no idea.
There was no power. There was bound to be a generator somewhere at the logging site.
Like I played only one game in my entire life from start to finish using a modern controller, and that was Uncharted 1 on a PlayStation 3. One game. Oh boy. Switching back to the mouse and keyboard. Oh, that was close. Yeah, right, the pages are out of order. Okay, good to know.
I heard them before I saw them, swooping down from the sky and screeching as they came. I spun around just as the cloud was upon me. For an instant, I stared into 100 dead eyes, black pearls glittering in the darkness. I raised the flashlight and the swarm exploded like fireworks. Feathers burned, turned into ash. I couldn't hear my scream above theirs.
And I hate the birds in this game. I think that's something they got inspiration from Hitchcock's The Birds. Now switching back to the pistol because that's the weapon I have more ammo for. Upstart Walker, senior British weather specialist, sounds like a pretty badass job. Ooh, do I see some thermos over there? Yes, I do. Here we go. Again, guys, sorry about my voice. Had to go celebrate someone's birthday. And we went out to this really nice place, but we had to talk pretty loudly. But I'm trying. Oh, okay, here we go. Where's the ladder to go up on this thing? Here we go. Yeah, Banana Jeffrey, I think that's another sort of, well, sort of reference to Twin Peaks, where the agent played by Kyle MacLachlan, if I'm pronouncing his name correctly, used to drink coffee and eat apple pie, I think. Divyak, Vlad's real name is Vlad. What is the jump button on? No, I know not what the jump button on controller is. Ah, here we go. A. Basically, I'm so not known by anyone that I don't have a secret identity. That's why I'm using my real name. Just curious as to why you're curious. Yeah, Divyak, it is a Romanian name because, and I'm Romanian. What's around here? Ooh, here we go. Some more of this invisible ink and some more bonus loot. More ammo for the flare gun. Diviak, I don't work for GOG. I am a guest live stream host for them based on the fact that I volunteered to do this. They have an open invitation for members of the GOG.com website community to go on to their forum there and or you know yeah, I think on their forum there and leave a message if they want to host a live stream for them, and they will review you and the stuff that you've created before, or maybe your style or something. I don't know. I have a YouTube channel and I use that to show them I can do this, and they said yeah.
I was just outside for a breath of fresh air, and what a night. I know most of you are probably in your beds by now, but if you're still up and around, take a moment. Step outside for a spell and breathe in deep. The weather is absolutely still. The sky is crystal clear. It's like the forest is quietly breathing along with you. As you listeners know, I'm a night owl, and it's on nights like this I wish I wasn't cooped up in the studio. Makes an old man like me wish I could just roam wild. But here I am, and it would keep you company all night long if I weren't. It looks like I'm not the only one staying up late. Caller, you're on the air.
Hey, Pat, it's Maurice Horton.
Hello, Maurice. What are you up to?
Well, I was just taking Toby on his walkies.
Oh, isn't it beautiful out there?
Sure, but Pat, the reason I called is that Toby heard something ruffling in the undergrowth and took off after it, and I couldn't find it.
Probably a rabbit.
Sure. Toby loves rabbits.
Well, sure.
Anyway, I figured that, you know, if anyone runs into Toby, they could grab him. My number's on his collar.
And Toby's a friendly dog?
Toby loves people. Usually he comes back, but we were pretty far from home, and it sounds like he went pretty wild there. Great dog, but just too dumb for his own good.
Well, Maurice, it's out there now. Hope Toby comes home soon.
Yeah, thanks, Pat.
You have a good night now.
Inquisitor of Aklani, don't want to speak badly about my own people, but trust me, we do consume hefty amounts of alcohol. Some more extra goodies around here somewhere, I think, or maybe oh yeah, it's just the ones we picked up, I think, earlier. Yeah. What I see right here on the path. Another page. So guys, just to clarify for those of you just popping in, I am playing this game on a computer. I am playing with a 360 controller to smooth out camera movement, but when there's going to be combat, I'm going to switch back to keyboard and mouse.
At first I kept finding the pages as if by accident. The book I couldn't remember was either a terrible and true prophecy, or an act of creation that had rewritten the world. I began to hunt the pages feverishly, for they held the answer to the mystery. With it, I could save myself. With it, I could save Alice.
Chopsticks 1, yeah, buddy, I wish they would make a sequel. I think everyone who likes this game would like to see a sequel. I think the problem is that...
closer now. Its light welcoming in the darkness.
That's interesting. We got some hot dogs review here in the game. What I was saying is I think this game also had some problems during development. I think Microsoft, who were the publisher back then, were a bit I don't know, confused on what exactly they wanted to do. It was supposed to come out as an episodic sort of adventure, and then it came out as like it still plays with separated into episodes and such, but it's just one long game. It was supposed to be completely open world, but then it switched to a more linear level-based design. There were some problems with it, and I think it was the fact that Remedy and Microsoft were very ambitious with the project. Oh, we're getting some freakiness. Chopsticks 1, Poets of the Fall, and back to mouse and keyboard. Poets of the Fall are also on the Max Payne soundtracks. Definitely 1 and 2. Memories in 8-bit, I don't know, buddy, if episodical is really that bad. I mean, look at The Walking Dead. If they do it like that, where an episode is a decent amount of time, has plenty of gameplay, I think it could work. And I think something like Alan Wake could be sort of a pretty good way to introduce episodic design to AAA games that aren't purely adventure games, where games that actually have more gameplay than walking around and investigating stuff. Yeah, Nightwolf. Episode 3, buddy. Never gonna happen, I think. If they ever do make something new with Half-Life as a name, I think it's definitely going to be called Part 3. Half-Life 3. Get back, asshole. I'm out of ammo. Here we go, save point. Yes, pick up everything. Switch back to the revolver. Yeah, Nightwolf, I don't know. I would like to see a Half-Life 3. I do have doubts. Somehow I feel that recently Valve themselves, safe haven, yep, light, safe haven, generator, not necessarily like the entirety of Valve, but the core people of Valve, the one that used to make games, have now moved on to other projects like Steam machines that they're going to do some big announcement on if they haven't done so these days. They've announced one huge announcement about those pretty soon. They're putting out all sorts of updates for Steam itself. Steam is going to have streaming, is going to have a lot of stuff built in. So I doubt they're really focused on putting out games.
I stepped into the gas station's garage. It was dark and quiet. The place was a mess. It looked like someone trashed the place, or that there'd been some kind of fight. Light spilled into the room through an open door at the back, and I made my way toward it. Without any warning, I was blinded by a bright light. An old portable TV on the shelf had come alive by itself. Impossibly, I could see myself on the screen, talking like a madman.
Star Walker, I actually enjoyed The Vanishing of Ethan Carter quite a bit. But here's the catch: I played that game and I consider it to be a Paul Prospero supernatural detective video game. For me, it's not about Ethan, it's about Paul Prospero. Another checkpoint here. Let's see if we can get some goodies. Yes, more flashlight, batteries, and more ammo. Yeah, I said that in my, like, I have a full, complete Let's Play of Ethan Carter on my YouTube channel, and in the final episode I give my impressions, and I do make a point of saying that I don't think they handled the ending as well as they could have. And I'm sad that they, for me, this is the one thing that I'm sad about, the fact that they sort of closed the door, although not completely, but mostly, like 19% closed the door to more Paul Prospero games. I would have loved to see Paul Prospero come up in some other game in the future. Maybe he will. I don't know. I love that character, and his voiceover for The Vanishing of Ethan Carter was actually pretty cool. Yeah, Nightwolf streaming is already built into Steam, but it's not completely done. It's sort of a beta at the moment. Memories in 8-bit. Pretty cool to comment there that that's how real men cry. Bullets and explosions. Do you know what Chuck Norris's favorite breakfast cereal is? Kellogg's Nails and Gravel. Oh, that's a man. Ooh. Ew, we're being followed. Damn, that was pretty cool.
The cabin on Cauldron Lake? She asked. The sheriff looked at me suspiciously. The early morning light flooded through the office windows. I would probably never have gotten out of the woods alive without her help. But I couldn't tell her the truth of what I'd faced the previous night. She'd think I was lying or crazy. She'd lock me up, and she wouldn't help me find Alice.
Star Walker, I played Gone Home. I liked it. I liked it quite a bit. I just, to be honest, the thing that I liked about it is that, in my opinion, it takes, like, if you play an RPG and if you have dialogue in an RPG between your character and another character, there's a dialogue tree, and I feel like Gone Home is sort of taking the logical structure of an RPG's dialogue tree and using that same logic on level design and story segmentation. That's what I liked about it the most. Otherwise, as gameplay and as stories and, you know, the feeling of it, I just felt like Thief without the stealing, sort of. Without the need for stealth. Shotgun ammo, baby. We need it. Yep, we're opening the gate. Let's watch some TV, boys.
Science. It bestows immortality on those who advance it to elevate all of mankind. Newton, Einstein, Sagan, princes among men. But the price for such a legacy is steep indeed. In Night Springs. Tonight's episode, a quantum suicide. If our lives are already written, it would take a courageous man to change the script, having called it that very courage.
Ladies and gentlemen of the press, I am Dr. Barclay Colvin, and I'm glad so many of you could join me here at the Moorcock Institute. Tonight, I'm going to give a practical demonstration of the many worlds interpretation. As you can see, this is a loaded 9mm pistol. It shall be part of a thought experiment. And now, a real experiment, known as a quantum suicide.
Did he say suicide? Is that a real gun? He's kidding, right?
Please, stay calm. There is no risk. Observe what occurs when I place the weapon against my own forehead. Now, you might think this round is merely a dud. Not so. Observe the flower pot. And yet, I myself cannot be harmed with this gun. With each pull of the trigger, two new realities branch off. One in which the weapon didn't fire, and one where it did. With my machine here, I have ensured that this reality is always the former. I have bestowed upon myself quantum immortality. Under no circumstances can this gun kill me.
So wait. What you're saying is that every time you pull the trigger, in another reality, you die?
Yes, of course, but that's completely trivial. There's an infinite number of things that could happen at any moment, and they always do happen somewhere. The point is, this one thing did not happen here.
You're insane, Colvin.
Insane? Insane?
Hey, was this thing supposed to be plugged in? I stumbled on it.
You fools! Gaze upon quantum immortality.
Poor Dr. Colvin, felled by his own hubris or the ignorance of the masses. Perhaps he should have left the crate unopened, the decaying atom unobserved. Curiosity often kills the cat. In Night Springs.
Yeah, it's a pretty awesome TV show, and the reference to some guys, you people. I think Jordy said something along the lines that is this the entirety of the gameplay for Alan Wake? No, this is the entirety of gameplay that we're seeing here at the start of the game. It gets a bit more freaky and a bit more complex later on, but think of this game as sort of a amalgamation of 80s and 90s horror movie tropes. That was a reference to the Twilight Zone. And Outstar Walker asked, I think, about Beyond Two Souls. I didn't play the game because I don't have a PlayStation 3. A friend of mine has one. I borrowed it to play Uncharted, but couldn't get Beyond Two Souls. I thought it was a pretty cool story. Unfortunately, there was a moment where she goes all stupid, like in an African country with this really stupidly designed and a mission from every single point of view. and I found it completely insulting, that part of the game, and I didn't like at all the fact that most of the gameplay was quick time events. But the story was pretty cool. Oh yeah, there's gonna be a big fight here. Yeah, Starwalker, that level, if we were talking about that level, I just thought it was completely, like, I felt like, did I go back in time and am I watching a night? Here we go, Mr. Stucky is back and he's got some friends with him. Had some friends with him. We're gonna have to switch to some other weapon. That's why the flare gun is such a badass weapon. Yeah. What is up, boys?
Stucky's body vanished, leaving behind only a lifetime of nightmares to come. Assuming I'd reach the lights at the gas station alive.
I love this game because I love things that are sort of this combination of supernatural and pulp. Like, one of my favorite TV shows to watch at the moment is the TV show Supernatural, which you might have guessed is about supernatural things. And there's two, and if for the ladies out there, there's two hot guys for the main characters. Not that I watch it for the hot guys. I watch it for the hot ladies. And the hot guys.
I recognized the parade float I had seen in Bright Falls when I first arrived with Alice.
Alice, where the hell is Alice?
After the insanity I had just experienced in the darkness, the lights of the gas station felt comforting. At least for a moment, the sane world reasserted itself.
Yep, another checkpoint reached. And
the Deer Fest had been 2 weeks away when we arrived. If the day count on the banner was right, I was missing a whole week between the night we got here and now.
yeah, so poor Alan has lost a week.
Stucky spat on the garage floor and tried to shake the cobwebs from his head. Ever since the couple never showed to pick up the keys, things had been fuzzy. Something, a feeling caught his attention. Stucky looked up and stared as his brain tried in vain to process the horror before him. He stumbled back, knocking over a can of oil. A black pool spread across the floor while he struggled for a brief moment, then let go as the unrelenting darkness engulfed him. The garage was a mess. It looked like someone had trashed the place, or that there'd been some kind of fight.
All right. I'll keep writing. I
Outside, there's only darkness. Outside the cabin, outside the story, there's only darkness. I can feel a presence in the dark. Just now, I could smell her perfume in the room. I'll reach her. I'll fix it up. I'll bring her back. The story will come true. If I stop, she's lost. I don't believe this. It'd been me on the TV, talking crazy. Was I losing my mind?
Could be. Wiper Pro. Sorry, was about to make a joke with Wipe Her Pro. Well, you didn't hear that. The 68th annual Deer Fest is September 15 to 18th. Games and activities, raffle tickets, fishing competition, pie contest, and surprise competitions. Live music for the children, Bucktooth Charlie, afternoons in Montgomery, the Mystics, Amazing Phantasmagoria, evenings. Don't miss the legendary Deer Fest parade. Deer Fest. I think we can pick up here. Nope, let's get to using that there phone.
Great Falls Sheriff Station.
I shot the sheriff.
Oh, thank God, Sheriff.
Sheriff Sarah Breaker, you are...
I'm Alan Wake, but listen, I was in a car crash. My wife, Alice, she's missing.
Calm down, Mr. Wake.
We were staying in a cabin on the island, on Cauldron Lake.
There's no island on Cauldron Lake, not since the big eruption in the 70s.
Please, I can take you there, okay?
You look like you've taken a pretty bad knock to the head. Are you okay?
Listen.
We'll figure this out. Please get in the car. We'll swing by the lake and then we'll go to the station, okay? Mr. Wake, have you seen Stucky, the guy who owns this place?
I realized I couldn't tell her what had happened in the forest. She wouldn't have believed me. And then she wouldn't have helped me with Alice.
A candy-colored clown they call the Sandman tiptoes to my room every night, and just a sprinkle of stardust and a whisper, go to sleep, everything is alright.
Previously on Alan Wake. I came to Bright Falls with my wife, Alice.
Thank you for coming here with me. I thought maybe you could write here.
I don't want to hear it! God damn it, Alice!
Now, she's missing.
Alice? Alice?
I woke up behind the wheel of a crashed car. I'm missing a week. I was attacked by shadowy men straight from a nightmare. The sheriff took me to the lake Alice and I had stayed at. But the cabin had disappeared.
Taken with Liam Neeson.
Honey, I'm home.
Back here, sweetie. How was it?
Worst weather I've ever seen.
You should put some coffee on. It'll warm you up.
Hey, handsome. This is gonna be a long night, but these shots are turning out great.
I guess you're gonna need that coffee then. I'll go put it on.
I don't get why we should put on coffee when there's this giant thermos here. Maybe all this... Are these empty? Am I picking up empty coffee thermoses? That's a pretty large computer display over there. Yeah, I know this is not where you turn the coffee on, but... We got Alan Wake returned to sender, What I Can't Forget, Alex Casey, The Things That I Want, The Fall of Casey.
It's true what they say about the fall and the sudden stop at the end. I'd lain here in the snow while the lurid chain of scenes that had led me here kept playing in my head. A rerun of my own private snuff movie. A memory of my corpse. Alone at my own wake. Thinking in metaphors again. The femme fatale was gone. Only a sour taste remained of the kiss that killed me.
Yeah, Duplo, the book covers look pretty bad, but I think they were designed by his wife, so I don't think he can complain.
13 years after I'd gotten my revenge, it had finally caught up with me. It had been a long time to bear the pain. My blood painted the snow red, a gruesome slushy, dissolved all the scattered painkillers and leisurely dripped down to the sewer, mingling with the bile of the city, becoming one with it. I can see them now, my wife and my baby. Honey, I'm home.
That's pretty cool. The Max Payne voice actor doing that recording there. Can I go into every single room? Nope, these are locked. Oh, here's this jacket. He had it 3 years ago.
Coffee's on.
Great, thanks. I'll need it if I'm gonna finish this by tomorrow.
What? CCTV. That's a pretty thick box for an LCD. Can we see the name of a book? The Human Island? Ah, that's pretty cool.
Oh, hey, I just finished those cover mock-ups. They're on your desk. Tell me what you think.
No kidding. I didn't think you'd get them done this quickly.
On occasion, I can perform all sorts of miracles, my dear.
Oh, really?
Well, you seemed to think so last night.
Damn.
These look really good.
Oh, sure, until Barry gets his hands on them. Which, by the way, will happen over my dead body. The last time was the last time. Oh, and speaking of Barry, he called. Alan! Alan, please check the fuse box.
I'm right here. I'm on it, honey.
Please hurry.
Honey, it's a power outage. I've got the flashlight.
Okay. Hi.
You okay?
I'm sorry. It just really spooked me.
Don't worry. We'll just break out the candles.
I know it's stupid, but it's just... especially when I'm not prepared for it, you know? It gets to me.
I love you.
Tell me a story, writer.
Okay. I used to have these nightmares when I was a kid. The dark really spooked me, too. When it got really bad, my mom gave me this old light switch. She called it the clicker.
The clicker, huh?
Yeah. If I ever got scared of the dark, I could just flip the switch and a magic light would scare the monsters away.
Oh, sure.
Here it is.
Alan.
Maybe it'll help you too.
Yeah, nice story, writer boy. You made that up right now, didn't you?
No. Seriously.
I love you, even if you are a liar. Thanks for this.
Cybuff, people in movies and games and books and whatnot like to have suddenly a million candles going off.
How do you feel, Mr. Wake? Any nausea, disorientation, anything like that? Mr. Wake, how are you feeling?
Crap. Like crap.
I'm okay. My head's fine. I had to lie about my headache and memory loss. He'd send me to a hospital for tests. I couldn't leave without Alice.
Very well. I don't think you have a concussion, but you've obviously been through quite a shock. You should take it easy for a couple of days.
Thanks.
Well then, Mr. Wake, we're done here. If the pain gets any worse or you experience any other symptoms, you should come see me. I'll let you get on with it then. Sarah, Sheriff Breaker, is waiting for you. She's very good at her job. I'm sure she can locate your wife in no time.
Doc Nelson was the image of a small-town doctor. Sheriff Breaker had called him to the station to take a look at the cut in my head. I'm sorry you had to cut your morning fishing short for this, Doc.
Oh, she's a beauty, ain't she? Not the biggest I ever caught, if you can believe that coming from an old fisherman like me, but she's right up there. Now, she's a largemouth bass, which is what you're after if you prefer a lure. Now, if you want either trout or salmon, on the other hand, then it's fly fishing for you. You a fishing man, Mr. Wake? Oh, doesn't really matter, I suppose. But it can be very relaxing out there. You can't get me off the water this time of year. Closest thing to heaven.
I'll take your word for it, Doc.
Yeah, my wife's missing. Let's talk about fishing tips. That's a bit ridiculous. Well, before I talk to Sarah, I should investigate this place. Missing Richard Bow, Bruce Dansky, Jacob Miller. On a camping trip, overdue, haven't been in contact. If you have seen them or know their whereabouts, please call 555-9932. Thank you. That's the sheriff's office.
Mr. Wake, the sheriff is waiting for you in her office down the corridor.
Yeah, I know, but I'm trying to
Cynthia
see...
Weaver. I guess you can call her the town eccentric. She used to be the editor of the local newspaper, but she's focused on, other things these days.
She'd fit right in where I come from.
As you can see, she's a little obsessed with maintaining the light bulbs of the whole town, refuses to step on shadows, things like that.
Yep, I knew it. And... coffee thermos.
Yeah, it's Mulligan here. I'm at Stucky's gas station with Thornton. There's no sign of him. Over.
Wait. Yeah, this is Thornton. Look, we've located the brake float. It's here. That's some good news, right? Stucky was supposed to be driving it at the rehearsal today. Over.
Oh, give me that. Mulligan here. Looks like someone really thrashed the garage. Over.
Okay, roger that, guys. Keep looking for Stucky. James out.
The sheriff wants to see you in her office, Mr. Wake.
Yeah. That's where I'm going.
Come in, Mr. Wake. Your phone's on the desk. The battery was dead. It's charged now.
Have you started looking for my wife yet?
My men are already on it. Now, can you tell me what happened?
I'm not sure. I can't remember. We were arguing. I walked out of the cabin.
The cabin on Cauldron Lake? How did you end up at Stucky's gas station?
I wanted to tell her what had happened last night, but I couldn't. She'd locked me up. Excuse me. I need to take this. Hello?
Alice, please help me.
Alice?
Stop talking to the law. You'll do exactly what I say if you ever want to see your wife again.
Who is this?
Go to the back lot. There's a hole in the fence on the left. Look inside the junker. I left a little something there to convince you we're all on the same page here. After you ditch the cops, you're gonna meet me in Elderwood National Park. There's a spot called Lover's Peak.
Mr. Wake, can I help you with anything?
Don't do nothing stupid, pal. We're watching you.
I couldn't go anywhere yet. I had to play along with the caller. Alice's life was at stake.
I need to get some air. The sheriff said I could go out back.
Of course, Mr. Wake. You can get there through the cell corridor.
Where the hell is this cell corridor? Haven't been in the meeting room. Yeah, that's where I started. Have to go to jail. Yep, there we go.
Hey, mister! Hey, can you turn the lights on? The deputies, they won't... Thank you, man, thank you. Hey, you're alright. You're a good guy. Don't let anybody tell you different.
Don't worry about it, I won't.
Even being here, the cops, they got it all wrong. See, sure, I beat him up, but I wasn't drunk. I mean, I wasn't drunk at the time. I only got drunk afterward.
Sure.
Okay, listen, you gotta listen carefully now. Here's the kicker. That wasn't Danny. No, sir. It only looked like him. You wanna know who it really was? I'll tell you who it really was. It was a goddamn space alien! I know it sounds like something that a drunk would say, but believe me, I wasn't drunk then.
Whoa, buddy, you okay there? This jail cell is open. Yeah.
In spite of its human mask, to describe the dark presence as intelligent would have implied human qualities on something decidedly inhuman. Nonetheless, it found the one spot in the diner that was dark enough. Some light spilled into the corridor, ravaging it, but it took the pain. Horrible as it was, the writer would soon fix that. He would be coming to the one place where it still had power.
And another
Alice
one.
looked through the viewfinder, lining up the shot. Cauldron Lake was breathtaking. Something caught her eye. A figure standing in the shadows behind the cabin, like a thin woman in a black dress. She lowered the camera and looked again. No one there. Just a collection of bushes that looked vaguely human-shaped. She shook her head and laughed. The early morning light hurt my eyes and made my head ache. The man on the phone had said, go through the fence on the left.
Yeah, but first we gotta get ourselves some coffee. Alan's happy because we're getting coffee. We're getting coffee.
Well, folks, it's been another long night, and it's about time for me to sign off for a while. God knows I need my beauty sleep. Just one more item before I go. It's been a busy night for the sheriff's department. We've had a few broken windows, even a report of shots fired on Main Street. Deputies Mulligan and Thornton had to deal with two intoxicated young men who were celebrating the completion of their Deer Fest float. Now, folks, we get this every year. I know it's exciting, the big day's almost here, but let's save it for the party and leave the gunplay for the shooting competition, huh? There's no point in getting all worked up yet.
The caller had told me to find a hole in the fence behind the police station. There was something for me in an abandoned car.
Yeah, pick up another manuscript page. Oh boy. So many of these.
The kidnapper fired his gun one last time, and the shadow vanished into the darkness it had come from. See? Nothing to it, Wake. The thought of Alice in his hands was revolting. We stood on the wooden platform of Lover's Peak, the waterfall in the mountain behind us, the lights of the radio mast blinking red in the heights above. I fought with the urge to take a swing, force myself to speak. Let's cut the act now. Where's my wife?
¿Dónde está mi esposa?
Alice's driver's license had been placed on the front seat. The caller meant business.
Barry?
Ow! Ow! Thank God! Where the hell have you been? I've been trying to reach you for a week, you and Alice. I've been worried sick. I flew out yesterday. I'm here in Bright Falls.
Barry, listen to me. I'm at the sheriff's station. Come and get me. I can't talk now.
Al, what the hell is going on?
I had to get the sheriff to let me go. I needed to get to Elderwood National Park to meet Alice's kidnappers.
Yeah, can't use this. Yep, here comes Barry. That's right, Duplo Duplex. But guys, it's almost 2 hours since we started the stream, so I'm thinking it's a pretty good time to call it quits here for this first episode of the Alan Wake Spooky Show. This is going to be a recurring event every Saturday at 2100 hours GMT. You're going to get a new helping of Alan Wake and some weird happenings. Thank you guys for staying on for the stream. I'm sorry I wasn't as active as I usually am most of the time, but I've had a pretty rough day today. I didn't expect it to take such a toll on me. Before we go, I would like to take a moment, if you guys don't mind. Trying to find something here. Give me a second. This week was sadly a pretty rough week on for a lot of people in this world, and especially for our friends in France. So for the wonderful people from France who might be here on the stream watching, I just wanted to send you guys a brief message saying, and I'm going to try to say this in French, and I hope I don't mess it up too badly, but here I go. Mes amis, mes pensées sont avec vous en ces temps sombres. Ne laissez pas les ténèbres du monde diminuer la lumière de votre cœur. That's what I wanted to say. I'm going to see you guys on the next stream next week. I'm going to have to figure out how we're going to segment the game into pieces, and we're going to have some giveaways as well once in a while. See you guys next week. Thank you for being a wonderful and welcoming audience, and all the best.